ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा। Welcome all devotees for today's evening book reading session. So we are reading from Krishna book, chapter 45. Let me share my screen. So chapter 45 is entitled Krishna recovers the son of his teacher. So yesterday we read about Krishna giving send off to Nanda Maharaj and all the Vrindavan Vasis. They go back to Vrindavan after leaving Krishna and Balaram in Mathura. And today we will continue what happened after Krishna went back to his original parents, Vasudev and Devaki. So one devotee will read. I will start with first paragraph and then devotees can read one paragraph. After this, Vasudev had his sons initiated by sacred thread as the token of second birth, which is essential for the higher castes of human society. Vasudev called for his family priest and learned brahmanas, and the sacred thread ceremony of Krishna and Balaram was duly performed. During this ceremony, Vasudev gave various ornaments in charity to the brahmanas and endowed them with cows decorated with silken cloth and golden ornaments. Then Vasudev remembered the cows he had wanted to give in charity to the Brahmanas after the birth of Krishna and Balaram. But being imprisoned by Kamsa at that time, Vasudev had been able to do so only within his mind, for Kamsa had stolen all his cows. With the death of Kamsa, his cows were released, and now Vasudev gave the actual cows to the Brahmanas. Then Balaram and Krishna were duly initiated with the sacred thread ceremony, and they repeated the chanting of the Gayatri Mantra. The Gayatri Mantra is offered to disciples after sacred thread ceremony, and Balaram and Krishna properly discharged their duties of chanting this mantra. Anyone who executes chanting of this mantra has to abide by certain principles and vows. Although Balaram and Krishna are transcendental personalities, they strictly followed the regulative principles. They were initiated by their family priest Gargacharya, usually known as Garga Muni, the Acharya of the Yadu dynasty. According to Vedic culture, every respectable family has an Acharya or spiritual master. One is not considered a perfectly cultured man without being initiated and trained by an Acharya. It is said, therefore, that one who has approached an Acharya is actually in perfect knowledge. Lord Krishna and Lord Balaram are Supreme Personality of Godhead, the master of all education and knowledge. There was no need for them to accept a spiritual master or Acharya. Yet, for the instruction of ordinary men, they also accepted a spiritual master for advancement in spiritual knowledge. Okay. Rishikesh Prabhu?
It is customary after being initiated in the Gayatri Mantra for one live away from home for some time under the care of the Acharya to be trained in spiritual life. During this period, one has to work under the spiritual master as an ordinary menial servant. There are many rules and regulations for brahmachari living under the care. मी कुठे वाच spiritual sorry
Yeah, please continue. Living under the care of Acharya.
living living under the care of Acharya, and Krishna and Balram strictly followed those regulative principles while living under the instruction of their spiritual master, Sāndīpani Muni, who was a resident of Avantipur in the northern India district of Ujjain. According to scripture injections, a spiritual master should be respected and regarded on an equal level with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishna and Balram exactly followed those principles with great devotion and underwent the regulations of Brahmacharya. Thus, they satisfied their spiritual master, who instructed them in Vedic knowledge. Being very satisfied, Sandipani Muni instructed them in all the intricacies of Vedic wisdom and in supplementary literature such as the Upanishads. Because Krishna and Balram happened to be Kshatriyas, they were specially trained in military science, politics, and ethics. Politics includes such departments of knowledge as how to make peace, how to fight, how to specify, how to divide and rule, and how to give shelter. All these items were fully explained and instructed to Krishna and Balram.
Thank you. Um, Sahil Prabhu, you can read next two paragraphs.
Sure, Prabhuji. The ocean is the source of water in a river. The cloud is created by the evaporation of ocean water, and the same water is distributed as rain all over the surface of the earth, and then returns to the ocean in the rivers. So, Krishna and Balram, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, are the source of all knowledge. But because they are playing like ordinary human boys, they set the example so that everyone would receive knowledge from the right source. Thus, they agreed to take knowledge from a spiritual master. After hearing only once from their teacher, Krishna and Balram learned all the arts and sciences. In 64 days and 64 nights, they learned all the necessary arts and sciences required in human society. During the daytime, they took lessons on a subject from the teacher, and by nightfall, they were expert in that department of knowledge.
Yes, 64 days, Krishna and Balram learned 64 qualities. Morning they would learn, night they would perfect the quality, the art. So in 64 days, they learned all the qualities. Very nice. Okay. Dhruv Prabhu, can you read next paragraph?
First of all, they learn how to sing, how to compose songs, and how to recognize the different tunes. They learn the favorable and unfavorable accents and meters, how to sing different kinds of rhythms and melodies, and how to follow them by beating different kind of drums. They learn how to dance to the rhythm of melody and different songs. They learn how to write dramas, and they learn the various types of painting from simple village arts up to the highest perfectional stage. They also learn how to paint tilaka on the face by making different kinds of dots on the forehead and cheeks. Then they learn the art of making paintings on the floor with a liquid paste of rice and flour. Such paintings are very popular at auspicious ceremonies performed at household affair or in the temple. They learn how to make a resting place with flowers and how to decorate clothing and limbs with colorful paintings. They also learn how to set a valuable jewels in ornaments. They learn the art of ringing water pots. Water pots are filled with water to a certain measurement so that as one beats on the pots, different tones are produced. And when the pots are beaten together, they produce a melodious sound. They also learn how to splash water in the river or lake while taking a bath among friends. They learn how to decorate with flowers. This art of decorating can still be seen in various temples of Vrindavan during the summer season. It is called full body, full body. The dais, the throne, the walls and the ceiling are all fully decorated, and a small aromatic fountain of flower is fixed in the center. Because of this floral decoration, the people, fatigued from the heat of summer, become refreshed.
This is full body. So in some temples in Vrindavan, they make temples full of decorations of flowers because summer is very hot in Vrindavan. So if you go to Radha Vallabh or Bake Bihari temple, so they make a house from flowers to give full to Krishna, to the deities. Okay, next who will read? Aditya Prabhu, can you read next paragraph? And then Aman Prabhu can be ready.
Yes, Prabhuji. Krishna and Balaram learned the art of dressing hair in various styles and fixing a helmet in different positions on the head. They also learned how to set up a theatrical stage, how to decorate dramatic actors with costumes and with flower ornaments over the ear, and how to sprinkle sandalwood pulp and water to produce nice fragrance. They also learned the art of performing magical feats. Within the magical field, there is an art called Bahurupi, by which a person dresses himself in such a way that when he approaches a friend, he cannot be recognized. Krishna and Balaram also learned how to make various syrups and beverages required at various times, having various tastes and intoxicating effects. They also learned different types of sewing and embroidery work, as well as how to manipulate thin threads for dancing puppets. This art includes how to string wires on musical instruments such as veena, sitar, isaraj, and tambura to produce melodious sounds. They, then they learned how to make and solve riddles. They learned the art of how even a dull student can very quickly learn the alphabet and read books. Then they learned how to rehearse and act out a drama. They also studied the art of solving crossword puzzles, filling up the missing spaces, and making complete words.
Thank you. Aman Prabhu,
They also learned how to draw and read pictographic literature. In some countries in the world, pictographic literature is still current. A story is represented by pictures. For instance, a man and horse are pictured to represent a man going home. Krishna and Balram also learned the art of architecture, how to construct residential buildings. They learned to recognize valuable jewels by studying their luster and colors. Then they learned the art of placing jewels in a gold and silver setting so that they look very beautiful. They also learned how to study soil to find minerals. This study of soil is now a greatly specialized science, but formerly it was common knowledge even for an ordinary man. They learned to study herbs and plants to discover how they would act as medicine for different ailments. By studying the different species of plants, they learned how to crossbreed plants and trees and get different types of fruits. They learned how to train and engage rams and cocks in fighting for a spot. Then they learned how to teach parrot to speak and to answer the question of human beings.
thank you. Prashant Prabhu, can you read? And then
Yeah,
Tejas Prabhu
Hare
can be
Krishna.
ready. You can read two paragraphs.
Yeah. They learn practical psychology, how to influence others' mind and thus induce other to act according to one's own desire. Sometimes this is called hypnotism. They learn how to wash hair, dye it different colors, and curl it in different ways. They learn the art of telling what is written in someone's book without actually seeing it.
They learn to tell what is contained in others' feast. Sometimes children imitate this art, although not very accurately. One child keeps something within his feast and asks his friend, "Can you tell what is within?" And the friend gives some suggestions, although he actually cannot tell, but there is an art by which one can understand and actually tell what is held within the feast. Krishna and Balaram learned how to speak and understand the language of various countries. Not only did they learn the languages of human beings, Krishna could also speak even with animals and birds. Evidence of this is found in the Vaishnav literature compiled by the Goswamis. Then they learned how to make uh, carriages and aeroplanes from flowers. It is said in the Ramayana that after defeating Ravan, Ramchandra was carried from Lanka to Bharatvarsh on the plain of flowers called a Pushpak Rath. Krishna and Balram then learned the art of foretelling events by seeing signs in the book called uh, Kanara Vanchana. The various type of signs and omens are described. If when one is going out, one sees someone with a bucket full of water, that is a very good sign. But if one sees someone with an empty bucket, it is not a good sign. Similarly, if one sees a cow being milked alongside its, it is a good sign. The result of understanding this sign is that one can foretell events. And and Balram learned the signs. They also learned the art of composing uh, m- m- matraka. A matraka is like a crossword box with three numbers in each row. If one adds any three from any side, it will come to nine. The matrakas are of different kinds and for different purposes.
Yeah, so this is called in our modern terms Sudoku. This name was given by some Japanese mathematician. तो सुडोकू इज वेरी फेमस, आप लोगों ने भी खेला होगा. तो उसी को प्रभुपाद जी यहाँ पे मात्रिका या क्रॉसवर्ड बोल के लिख रहे हैं. सो इन आवर लिंगो वी कॉल इट सुडोकू. ओके, तेजस प्रभु इज देयर, कैन यू रीड नेक्स्ट टू पैराग्राफ्स?
Yes, Prabhu. Krishna and Balram learned the art of cutting valuable stones such as diamonds, and they also learned the art of questioning and answering by immediately composing poetry within the mind. They learned the science of action and reaction of physical combinations and permutations. They learn the art of a psychiatrist who can understand the psychic movements of another person. They learn how to satisfy one's desire. Desires are very difficult to fulfill. But if one desires something which is unreasonable and can never be fulfilled, the desire can be subdued and satisfied, and that is an art. By this art, one can also subdue sex impulse when they are aroused, as they are even in brahmachari life. By this art, one can make even an enemy one's friend or transfer the direct action of physical element to another thing. Lord Krishna and Balram, the reservoir of all knowledge, exhibited their perfect understanding of all the arts and sciences mentioned above. Then they offered to serve their teacher by awarding him anything he desired. This offering by the student to teacher or spiritual master is called guru-dakṣiṇā. It is essential that a student satisfy the teacher in return for any learning received, either material or spiritual. When Krishna and Balram offered their service in this way, the teacher Sāndīpani Muni thought it wise to ask them for something extraordinary, something no common student could offer. He therefore consulted with his wife about what to ask from them. He and his wife had already seen the extraordinary potencies of Krishna and Balaram and could understand that the two boys were the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They decided to ask for the return of their son, who had drowned in the ocean near the shore at Prabhāsa-kṣetra.
Yeah, thank you. Um, who has not read? Who is this devotee Hare Krishna? Is he? Can you unmute and read next paragraph? Next two paragraph you can read.
It's me, Prabhu Aditya.
Oh, Aditya Prabhu. We have
Okay,
two
Prabhu.
Adityas today. Yeah, please go on. Darlavana. खूप आवाज येतोय. Yeah, please go on.
From where should I start, Prabhu? When Krishna and Balaram When Krishna and Balaram heard from their teacher about the death of his son, they immediately started for Prabhāsa-kṣetra on their chariot. Reaching the beach, they asked the controlling deity of the ocean to return the son of their teacher. The ocean deity immediately appeared before the Lord and offered him all respectful obeisances with great humility. The Lord said, "Some time back you caused the drawing of the son of our teacher. I order you to return him." The ocean deity replied, "The boy was not actually taken by me, but was captured by a demon named Pancha, Panchajan. This great demon generally remains deep in the water in the shape of conch shell. The son of your teacher might be within the belly of the demon, having been devoured by him."
Thank you. Okay, so I think everyone has got chance. So we will again now some more paragraphs are remaining, and then this chapter will be finished. So we'll again go in turn and read one paragraph. So I will read, and after me, Rishikesh Prabhu can be ready. On hearing this, Krishna dove deep into the water and caught hold of the demon Panchajana. He killed him on spot, but could not find the son of his teacher within his belly. Therefore, he took the demon's dead body in the shape of a conch shell and returned to his chariot on the beach of Prabhāsa-kṣetra. From there, he started for Samyamani, Samyamani, the residence of Yamraj, superintendent of death, accompanied by his elder brother Balram, who is also known as Halayud. Krishna arrived there and blew on his conch shell. Hmm. So one important point, Krishna killed the demon Panchajan, and that's how he got the conch shell of the name Panchajanya. So he got the name of his trunk Panchajanya because he killed the demon Panchajan. So just an information for all of us. Okay, Rishikesh Prabhu, you can read next paragraph, and after Rishikesh Prabhu, Sahil Prabhu can be ready.
Hearing the vibration, Yamaraj appeared and received Sri Krishna with all respectful obeisances. Yamaraj could understand who Krishna and Balram were, and therefore he immediately offered his humble service to the Lord. Krishna had appeared on the surface of the earth like an ordinary human being, but actually Krishna and Balram are the super soul living within the heart of every living entity. They are Vishnu himself, but were playing just like ordinary human boys. When Yamraj offered his service to the Lord, Sri Krishna asked him to return his teacher's son, who had come to him as a result of his work. Considering my ruling supreme, said Krishna, you should immediately return the son of my teacher.
Thank you, Sahil Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yamraj returned the boy to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and Krishna and Balram brought him to his father. The brothers asked if their teacher had anything more to ask from them, but he replied, "My dear sons, you have done enough for me. I am now completely satisfied. What further want what further want can there be for a man who has disciples like you? My dear boys, you may now go home. These glorious acts of yours will always be renowned all over the world. You are above all blessing, yet it is my duty to bless you. I therefore give you the benediction that whatever you speak will remain as eternally fresh as the instructions of the Vedas. Your teachings will be honored not only within this universe or in this millennium, but in all places and ages, and will remain increasingly new and important. Due to this benediction from his teacher, Lord Krishna's Bhagavad Gita is ever increasingly fresh, and his renamed not only within this universe, but in other planets and other universes also.
Sahil Prabhu, your voice is not audible. Can you repeat?
Due to this benediction from his teacher, Lord Krishna's Bhagavad Gita is ever increasingly fresh and is renowned not only within this universe, but in other planets and other universes also.
Thank you. Last paragraph. Dhruv Prabhu, can you read last paragraph?
Being ordered by their teacher, Krishna and Balram immediately returned home on their chariot. They traveled at a great speed, like the wind, and made sound like the crashing of clouds. All the residents of Mathura, who had not seen Krishna and Balram for a long time, were very much pleased to see them again. They felt joyful like a person who has regained his lost property. Thus, the ends of Bhaktivedanta purport of the 45th chapter of Krishna. Krishna requires the son of his teacher.
Yeah, this is wind, not wind. So while pronunciation, we have to be careful. Thank you all very much. Let me just check who all have joined today. We had Aditya Madane Prabhu, Rishikesh Prabhu, Sahil Prabhu, Dhruv Prabhu, Dhruv Sharma, okay, Tejas Prabhu, Aditya Prabhu, Prashant Prabhu, and Aman Prabhu also joined. So we had 9 devotees. So tomorrow we'll begin with next chapter. So next chapter is, so congratulations. In last we started book reading on Monday and today is Saturday. So in 6 days we have completed every day one chapter. So now we are entering next chapter, which is Uddhav visiting Vrindavan. So this is very interesting chapter, and in that chapter we'll read about Brahmar Geet. Radharani sings very beautiful song when she sees Uddhava. So that we'll discuss uh, in this coming chapters. So tomorrow again, sorry, today first of all I beg forgiveness. We got late in starting the book reading because we just came from book distribution. Tomorrow again we are going for book distribution, and there is Sunday program. So we will start our session around 8:35. 5 minutes late hoga, but we'll have our book reading like every day. So 8:35, 8:40 we'll start, and we'll try to complete uh, tomorrow's chapter in one sitting. Once again, I thank you all very much for joining. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Samved Gaur Bhaktavinda ki jai, Nitai Gaur Primanande, Hari Hari Bol. Yeah.